Right, it is time for a tag video. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. This is going to be the quarter year crisis book tag, and I saw this over at Berna's Bookish Adventures. Hi Berna! And the original is Roisin Reads, and I will leave links to both of their videos down below for you to check out, as well as the questions. I was excited to see this tag and to decide to do this tag because I haven't done a lot of videos so far, and I haven't done any monthly wrap-ups or anything like that, so I thought this might be a fun opportunity to share how the year has gone so far, as well as maybe some stats, because I kind of pulled some stats because I like to collect them, so you might as well use them if you got them, right? Okay, so the first question of the tag is, how many books have you read so far? When I prepared this video, I had read a total of 123 titles so far. That isn't necessarily books, it's actually not majority even books, so I pulled the stats for the breakdown of the different categories. So for what I've been reading so far, it has been 40% visual works, so comics, comic bind-ups, graphic novels, manga, kids' picture books, 12% nonfiction, 17% short works, 3% plays, 4% collections, which I, off the top of my head, don't know what those are, which is 4 titles. I'm like, I don't even know. 15% kids novels, 2% YA novels, 3% adult romance, 2% adult urban fantasy, and 3% adult novels. I do split those out because my reading pace and goals are different for those 3 different adult categories of romance, urban fantasy, and novels. Not that romance novels and urban fantasy novels aren't novels, it's just I like to know how many novels separate from that, especially because when you see this grand scheme of things, like I think I've read 3 novels this year out of 123 titles. Just I always remind myself. Anyway, it's just, I could change that if I want to. I'm actually quite happy with things as they are, I think, mostly. I kind of feel like I should read more novels. I guess I'm still trying to either decide if I want to or decide if I'm okay with it. I guess that's the truth of it, because I keep on thinking about it. Anyway, question number 2. Have you already found a book you think might be a 2022 favorite? If not, what was your favorite book you read that wasn't quite 5-star? Okay, so I don't know, and I won't know till the end of the year. I usually do my favorites per month, and I pick 5 or 6, and I do tend to have a fair amount of favorites. So whether or not it's going to be my favorite by the end of the year, I'm not sure, but I did pick out a couple. The only 10 out of 10s, I rate out of 10 on my spreadsheet. The only 10 out of 10s I've had so far have been rereads. So I think all of these 4 are 9.5 out of 10. So let's see what they are. First up is Feminism is for Everybody by Bell Hooks. This is great. I listened to this on Scribd, on audiobook. Really good entry point to feminism if it's new, and a great reminder of, the basics if it's something to refamiliarize yourself with. So highly recommend that. Nonfiction, of course. Great listen. I listened to it, so I'm going to say great listen. And then also The Wordy Book by Julie Pashkis. This is a really awesome book. And the author and artist, this is a really good one, did a class in the year-long Carla Sondheim class last year, and that is how I became familiar with them. So it's lots of words, a lot of great interplay with color and rhythm. It's just really great. Then this one I talked about in a recent Friday Reads, Lessons in Realistic Watercolor by Mario Andreas Robinson. Really fantastical, practical guide to watercolor, and just, he is a formidable artist. Just amazing. So good. So I really enjoyed reading this, and also hearing about his philosophy on art and being an artist and studio practices and stuff like that. It's really good. Sensing a bit of a theme here. Also, this was, wow, Myth and Magic, The Art of John Howe, designer for the Hobbit films. wow, this was one of my TBR jar picks. It's a nonfiction book about art theme. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh, man, I love armor. I should spend some time drawing some armor because I really love how armor looks. And just he does lots of artwork for fantasy novel covers and also was involved in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films. So that could be my favorite of the year. It was great. I got it like on a bit of a lark because the drawings are so great that I thought I could use them for like cut them out and put them on the wall and put them on journal covers, which I still might do. But now that I've read it, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I can do that. But like literally his work is like book covers, so why not have it be a journal cover? Haven't made that decision. Okay, question number 3. Any 1-star books or least favorite books of the year? No 1-star books. For me, that would be a 2, and I think the lowest I tend to go is like 4 out of 10. Oh, I did give something that recently. I can't remember what it was. But one that I was not a huge fan of was Black and Blue. This is James Patterson with Candace Fox. This is a novella that's a entry point into a book series, which I can't remember what it's called. It's probably on my notes. Detective Harriet Blue. So this is a suspense mystery entry to a mystery, I guess, suspense series, which is not my favorite genre. I don't really like suspense too much. I find it too hard. And this was just very brutal, very violent, and I found a lot of the characters very one-dimensional, and I found that was a little strange with mystery, maybe not, maybe so, because the judging someone like right away feels like, wouldn't you need to know a little more than that? And anyway, it was just way too harsh for me, way too harsh. And but I had it, and I'm trying to work through some of my physical books, and it's like 130 pages. So I read it quickly. I'm not interested in continuing the series. I got it like at a library book sale, and so it's just like, so it doesn't. It would have been a big surprise if it ended up being something I really enjoyed, because I'm actually a little surprised I even got it. So I don't know. So it wasn't a win for me. I also didn't really love Inspector Volume 1. This is a manga. This one I wasn't sure by the cover. Sometimes I don't love the mangas that like there was a lot of emphasis on the female character's body parts, I'll just put it that way, that I wasn't sure if that was going to be the case given the cover. You can't tell. I do an A to Z manga reading challenge where I just read something from every letter of the alphabet. I haven't been successful in that yet. The graphic novels and comics I usually do, but manga not so much. I don't know why. Sometimes I want to finish the series. Anyway, so this one was it's a paranormal. Gosh, I don't even know. There's very relationship-y stuff here, but then there's also like a police person, and I felt like there was a lot of gags and emphasis on women's bodies, and then also one of the main characters, she's like a lot younger than she looks because of a sort of supernatural situation, but she's really invested in trying to get into a relationship with someone who is an adult, and that just made me a little uncomfortable. So it was just not a good fit. So I'm DNFing that series, but I got the letter I. So, all right, next up, question number 3. What is your most read genre so far? I'm a little surprised to say this, that it's horror at 11%, and then contemporary at 10%. I imagine the contemporary might be a lot of kids, or I'm actually, from both of those, it's probably from kids' books and short stories and manga that are bulking those numbers up, but that was a surprise when I looked that up. Number 4, a book that surprised you. All right, here we go. So I have 2. They are The Spectacles by Edgar Allan Poe and 3 Sundays a Week by Edgar Allan Poe. So I'm working my way through this Edgar Allan Poe collection, and why they surprised me, or what the surprise was I was actually talking to my brother about this. He got this collection for me at my request. I said I wanted an Edgar Allan Poe collection, but I've been finding some of the works tough, like one, hard to comprehend, and also some are really dark, crime, gritty, and then some I'm kind of just like, huh. But when I talked to my brother about it a little bit, he said some of them are kind of like hoaxes, and so that they're trying to sort of like reel you in and then go like, gotcha, and some of them are also humor. So after talking to him about it, I was like, oh, and then so what I've been doing as I've been reading through the collection is I look up what the genre of the story is, and both of those ones are humor. And once I understood that, then I could enjoy the stories a bit more. And I hate to say this, but I can't remember which of the stories was the spectacles and which was 3 Sundays a Week. The 3 Sundays a Week was a little bit like it was like a bit of not trivia, like a bit of you go to the guy and you got to cross the bridge, but they'll let you cross, you have to answer a riddle. Anyone else get riddle? Like, it was a bit more like 3 Sundays a Week was a bit of a riddle, and then the spectacles was definitely sort of like a romance humor situation. So, and I would have, if I didn't know it was humor, I would have been very much more harsher in my response to it. So that was good. And that was good all around. And it was a surprise, but a thankful surprise to find out more information and then be able to enjoy something a little bit better. Number 5, a book that's come out in 2022 already that you want to read but haven't read. Okay, so I almost never have an answer for this type of question. One, I actually am reading Arusha, number 5. I'm really excited about that. One that has come out or hasn't come out? That's come out. So I don't have a perfect answer. So Arusha has come out. I have started it. I haven't finished it. At the time of this filming, I will finish it soon. The Last Fallen Moon by Gracie Kim is the second in the Gifted Clan series. This one hasn't come out yet. It's coming out, I'm not sure, soon, May. I didn't write it down. And so really looking forward to that. Those are both middle grade Rick Riordan presents lined urban fantasy awesomeness. And then Pirate's Paradox. Okay, so by Lisa Kessler. I really like this series. The Sentinels of Savannah series by Lisa Kessler is a paranormal romance series about immortal pirates. It's fantastic. There are 3 titles that are coming out this year. One came out in January, one came out in April, and one's coming out in October. But I have to read the one before the January one, so I haven't read the January one. So I guess that was actually technically the right answer, but I haven't read. I have to read, and I can't remember if this is the one that came out this year. This is the 6th one, so I think this is the one that came out in January. Anyway, if you like paranormal romance, highly recommend the series. It has been so much fun so far. Number 6, what is one goal you've made that you're succeeding at? Okay, there is one goal that I'm very, very close to completion, but I am actually going to do a tag and celebration of completing that goal, so I'm going to hold that one for now. But the runner-up is at 60% complete, and that is reading Zeitgeist titles. I am shocked about this. This is one of the things that I am the least good at, or the least, I put this at 5. I want to read 5 Zeitgeist titles this year. I put it low because I have a mixed response onto whether or not I enjoy them, and because it's not always a positive response, I like to keep the number low. But I've read 3 out of 5, which puts me at 60%. And the ones that I've read are Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Now, Zeitgeist doesn't necessarily have to mean Zeitgeist right now. It just is Zeitgeist at some time. This definitely, I would say, would qualify. This is a title that is like ubiquitous, it feels like for me, that lots of people know about this one. I had never read it, so I read it. I actually didn't like it. I didn't respond to it well. After I read it, I read Alligator Pie, and I think Alligator Pie, which is a Canadian book that came out the same year, that's a lot of rhyming with illustrations, that worked for me. That was my Where the Sidewalk Ends. This one just didn't. There's some stuff that was a little sort of like gross humor and like uncomfortable, and I just didn't work for me. And then I read 3, so Waiting, processing. Then I also read Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I really like this one a lot. So that was great. And then the third one was, these are all very different zeitgeist titles. The third one is still loading. And I think I used to have this at 6, but now I pulled it down to 5. And then the third one was What Strange Paradise by Omar Al-Akid, which I actually really thought was fantastic. It was a really tough read, but it really was great. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and I only need to read 2 more. If you have any recommendations for zeitgeist titles, let me know. I have such a mixed response to them, so again, low ball on on the goal there. Number 7, what is one goal that you need to focus on more? I think the one goal that I am really concerned about not being able to get to the target that I want to get to is the oldest books on my Goodreads TBR. My goal is to read 27 of them this year, and that's anything that's been on Goodreads for 10 or more years. I have a good amount of titles I can choose from. I think like 60 or so, maybe more, maybe 80. And there's a reason I want to get to 27 or read 27. It's just so that when it increases next year, because I always add like the next 10 years ago year, I think there's a big bump next year. So this year I really want to bring it down. But I'm in the middle of about 6 that are on my oldest on my Goodreads TBR. I think 3 I started last year, and they're just really long or tough titles. And then I started another 2 to 3 this year, and not made a lot of traction. And overall, I've only completed 1 title from the oldest on my Goodreads TBR, and that was Coraline, okay, which is like 150, 190 page kids books by Neil Gaiman. I did enjoy it, and it's illustrated, but I mean, it's April, and I've read 1, and I want to read 27, so there's 26 to go. Even if I finish the 6 I'm in the middle of, that's another 20 to go. I mean, I think it's unlikely that I am going to achieve that goal. So, but I would like to give it some more attention probably in the summer. We'll see how things go. Number 8, new to you booktubers, bookstagrammers, book talkers in 2022 that you would recommend. I actually don't, I hate to say this, but I don't tend out to, I haven't sort of gone out and found a lot of new people recently. I think I'm also already at the point where a lot of the people that I normally subscribe to already produce a lot of videos, but I will say I also saw this video over at Book Time with Elvis's channel, which is Mark, and I would recommend checking out Mark's channel. And Mark is very close to 500 subscribers, so definitely I would recommend that channel for you to check out. And I really enjoy watching Mark's videos. So I don't remember, I think I might have started watching that channel last year. But it might be this year. So that's the closest I could get. And I struggle with that a little bit, because I do want to watch and see more channels, but at some point, there's only so many, there's only so much time to watch videos. Even if you speed them up, I don't usually speed them up, but even if you do that. So let me know, do you have, like, I would love, but I always want to know about new channels. But so it's a bit of a challenge. And for Booktube, Bookstagram, I don't think I go searching, and Book Talk I'm not even on. Like, I watch some TikTok, but I don't watch any Book Talk, like, at all, unless it's in like Izzy Punk Rock OPA, if she puts in her Instagram stories, then I watch it. And I watch some people who do reels on Bookstagram, but I don't look at TikTok for books. It's just not, I find it's such a fast format. I feel like you already need the context for the books that people are talking about to enjoy the videos. And I like to watch videos to learn about new things and to hear what people think about things. And I do find TikTok videos are so fast that I feel like you already need the context, and it's a bit more in the know kind of situation, which I guess I'm not. Am I getting old? Anyway, so that is the quarter year crisis book tag. Feel free to let me know any of your thoughts down below. Zeitgeist titles, recommendations, new channel or new to you channel recommendations, and how your quarter year has gone so far. I know we're well into April, but you know, I always like reflection. I think so. This is a great video, a great tag. I really enjoyed doing it. If you haven't done it yet and you would still like to, feel free to go ahead, and I will be back soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching.